streamers! Today we're talking about Facebook Live audio. So what you need to know, everything you need to know about Facebook Live audio only, no video, not like what we're doing right here, as well as how to do it. I'm going to take you step by step through the process of creating a Facebook Live audio and a little trick that you need to know about that I see other people making the mistake on. So everything you need to know. So if you have questions, be sure to leave a comment below. I am paying attention. And by the way, I'm on a different set. I don't know if you can tell that today. So I am not on my normal Live Streaming Pros set. Today I am on David's Geeks Life set. Why? Because we changed out cameras because we had a loaner and we switched that camera out on my set, and turns out I got a bad one. So it actually kept freezing. Like the camera itself kept freezing while we were setting up and testing and stuff. So we didn't really have any choice but for me to hop on over into this set. And that is the beauty of what you can do with live video, right? You just gotta go with it. You just gotta have fun. And today I'm coming to you from somewhere different. So today, of course, if you are just joining us, is Facebook Live audio, specifically talking about how to do it, why you would want to do it. I know, Owen Video has been saying, oh, I don't get it. Like he said in the Live Streaming Pros group, I don't understand why you would use it. So we're going to dive into reasons why you would even use live audio. Now, if you're not familiar with me, then you don't know I'm on a new set. And you may not know who I am. I'm Larry Petrucci. I help you get more views, leads, and sales with more professional live video at whatever level you're at, whether you're using your phone or whether you're doing it from a more professional studio. So that is what we do here. Practical tips and strategies every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. I want to say hi to everybody. Kinpo, is there anyone with more live Periscope hours than me? I don't know. That is a good question. I'm sure there are, but I am on Periscope and Twitter or on Facebook Live and YouTube all the time. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hello, Scott and Melissa. And Geeks Life is here. So I have a question for you, and I want you to leave a comment. And if you're excited about this topic of Facebook Live audio, go ahead and give me a big heart, and go ahead and share this video out so that everybody can do better Facebook Live audios, or even find out about it in the first place. A lot of people have it and they don't know that they have it because it's a little minute change that you may not even notice when you go live. So my question to you today is, have you seen live audio in the wild? Have you experienced one of your friends or somebody that you follow using it? And do you have it? Have you used it yourself? So leave me a comment, let me know. Rory, welcome. We're talking about Facebook Live audio to answer your question, and we are live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. And the reason, by the way, those of you on YouTube or Periscope, the reason I go live and talk about platform specific things on other platforms is because I know my audience really well, and I know that a lot of people use multiple platforms. So I want to give you the chance to get the information that you need on whatever platform that you want. And we don't always talk specific platform, things. Most of all, we're talking overall strategy. We're talking tips for making better, more professional live videos for you. So Kenpo says, first time checking this stream from a desktop. It works well. Fantastic. Melissa, I have not seen it or used it. Haven't seen it used. Got it. I was struggling on that one. Or found it available on my page yet. Okay, so if you don't have it available on your page yet, we're going to talk about that. Roberto says yes, he has seen it. Ron has it, but hasn't used it. Carlos says, yes, it's terrible. Okay, Carlos, fill me in. Why don't you like Facebook Live audio? And I've got to be real honest, and I will dive into this particular thing when the show starts here in about 4.5 minutes. But I was not really loving the idea of it. I've got to be 100% honest. But through using it and through experiencing it, like, you know, I always keep my eyes open and my ears open. Ears, huh? So I have actually found a couple of use cases that I enjoy it for. So, yes. So if you are just joining us, by the way, we're going to talk about Facebook Live audio in about 4 minutes, but I am on a different set. So if you didn't catch the very, very beginning of this, I am on David's Geeks Life set because my camera had an issue. It actually like completely crapped out right before the show. So good thing we get in and we prepare. That is what you want to do. You want to prepare. You want to make sure that you're not making changes right before you go live like we did. And we changed out a camera and it completely crapped out. I'm going to have to send it back entirely and get a new camera. So that was fun. But you know what? You roll with it, you go with it, and at least we have multiple sets around here. If you haven't seen our epic like studio tour, actually I should do another one of those soon. What do you guys think? Would you like to see behind the scenes of our new sets? Because since I did that epic behind the scenes tour, I've actually we have changed quite a few things around here. So would you like to see that again? Let me know. Leave me a big yes in the comments. Okay. So Bernard says yes. Okay, fantastic. So I'll schedule a new epic studio tour here soon so I can take you behind the scenes and show you what we have done with the new studios. Carlos says, I guess if you're sick and can't be on camera or just don't like camera and have valuable information, yeah, we'll talk about that. Bernard, if you don't mention it on Live Streaming Pros, I wouldn't have known that it existed. Seems redundant. For Facebook Live audio he's talking about. So Bernard, stick around. There are a couple of use cases that I will share with you today that actually make it worthwhile. And I am shocked I'm saying this. Like seriously, when it first came out, I was like, that's stupid. So I am right there with you. I understand, but I have changed my ways. I have changed my thinking. Jennifer says not available on my page yet. Is it region specific or follower count specific? So we'll dive into that. But Jennifer, it's just a rollout like Facebook tends to do. So you'll see it soon. And I have it on some things and not on other things. So yeah. Lots more yeses for a second epic behind the scenes tour. And Dave Peterson, thank you for linking to the original one for everybody to check out. So if you haven't seen that epic behind the scenes tour, you can go check that out. But we have changed things. So I think I'll do a new one here soon. I'll have to look at the calendar and schedule that. But I'll let you know when that's going to happen. So Jennifer says, #bring it. I like it. Okay, we will definitely do that. Annalisa says, sure, yes, she would like one too. My vlog DE from YouTube says, hi from Germany again. I love how you always start out by saying hi from Germany. So where are you guys from? If you haven't told me where you're from, let me know. Again, if you're just joining us, we are going to start the show here in under a minute, and we are going to be talking about Facebook Live audio, everything you need to know. And everybody was kind of browsing around thinking about why they don't like audio for Facebook Live. Real is in Vancouver, Canada, or Vancouver, Washington. We're in Vancouver, Washington. We're just outside of Portland. Boston, JT over on Periscope. Love that. Brian on YouTube is in Toronto. I loved Toronto when I visited. I visited like 3 times, 3 weeks out of 3 months. That makes sense, right? Back in 2006, I think it was. Jennifer is in the Alamo City. All right, let's get started with the show. Facebook Live audio. What is it? Why should you use it? What can you do with it? Is it even worth it? Or is it like a meh thing to do? And how do you use it? I will dive into all of this on today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Larry Petrucci. I am here on Live Streaming Pros, and we are on a different set, by the way. Just gonna get that out of the way. This is not our normal set. This is David's Geeks Life set. Thank you for letting me borrow it today because we had a technical issue with our camera that crapped out completely, so that's going back to Amazon, and we're gonna have to get a new one. But anyway, that really doesn't matter. What does matter is that you are here to learn and grow your live streaming. So what I do here every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific live is help you with get more views, get more leads, get more sales with more professional live videos. So we are going to dive into one thing that you can do today, but it's actually audio. So this is the thing. So Facebook Live audio has been out technically for a few months. So most people don't have it or didn't have it. I actually wanted to wait on this episode until more people had it, and now more people do have it. Now, let me state this right up front. You may still not have it, or you may have it on your profile and not your page, or the opposite. You may have it, on your page and not your profile. So do check, and I am going to visually show you step by step how you're going to create your Facebook Live video or audio. It's just a habit. I will probably screw that up several times throughout this video, so forgive me in advance. Facebook Live audio. And there is one thing that I see people missing out on when they do Facebook Live audios that I want to show you exactly what to do here. And actually, it can be a benefit for doing Facebook Live audios. So stay tuned. I'm going to dive into all of this. I am watching all of your comments on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. So I'm going to get to those in a second. So keep those comments coming. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about Facebook Live audio and what it is, why you would want to use it in the first place. So can I be real honest with you right now? When it first launched, I was honestly just like, oh, come on, really? Like, I can see, well, maybe I wasn't that strong of a meh, but I saw it and I really didn't have any use cases in mind for it. And I thought podcasters would love this, but I was really having a hard time with it because I care so much about engagement with live video. I can call people out. You can see me. I see Scott in here. I see Manon and Brett and Petra and JT and Annalisa and Brian and my vlog DE. And so I see all of you and I can connect with you and you can connect with me. I love that about Facebook Live or about any live video. So audio was a little bit of a struggle for me, but I have turned a corner in actually using it and experiencing other people using it as well. And I have a couple of use cases that I think you'll actually like and get behind. And in the pre-show and in the Facebook group the other day, lots of you have said the exact same thing. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. I don't get it. So let's talk about that. First and foremost, podcast type content, of course, is going to work best or very well on audio, right? I still think that the video adds an extra component to any educational type content or entertaining content because, again, you can visually see everybody, right? Like you can see me looking at you. That whole thing is massively important, but podcast type content can work very well. Now, for now, it's only mobile. So it's not like you're going to record a podcast and play that live just yet. So don't get that in your brain for now. That will come to the desktop soon, I'm sure. But for now, it's mobile only. So it really does need to be live, which actually I like. I do not like the idea of plain recorded content on audio or video, just because that is lacking the live component. And that is why we're doing live, right? So it could be value-oriented content that you do on Facebook Live audio. You could do thoughts from, a lot of people are doing these days like thoughts from the trail. David does that on Geeks Life. Thoughts from the porch. Cliff Ravenscraft does that. Thoughts from the plane, whatever. I guess you can't do plane. That probably wouldn't work for live. But you could do like these kind of musings, right, of what you're thinking and sharing that with your audience. That can work well in audio format. Now, what I love, and I actually want to show you this, and I am going to show you how to do this here in a second, but here's the kicker. If you do something like this and you have an image in your Facebook Live audio, and if we can go to my screen, then if you add an image to it, I'll show you how to do that, then you could literally tell a story about something that happened and add to, right? Add to the emotion, add to the experience, add to the story by adding in a picture. And why would you want to do that versus actually show them? Well, one, audio connect or internet connection. Oh my gosh, guys, if you don't realize this yet, video takes a whole lot of bandwidth to push out. So if you are in a like I showed you in that picture, right? Like most likely if you're sitting here on the river, or if you're out in nature, or you're crazy, somewhere on vacation and you want to share an experience with people live, well, sometimes you're not going to have enough data connection or Wi-Fi connection in order to share that through video. So take a picture and do it with audio. And you know what that would really do for you as a content creator? And I want to hear your thoughts on this. Please do leave me a comment whether you like this or not. It actually helps you become a better storyteller when you have to focus on audio only. When you have the visual that you can help with that story, but then you have to tell people what's happening. You have to describe the experience that you have, and you can't rely on solely visual. So think about that for a second. And one of the reasons that I love live in general is that it does help you become a better content creator. It helps you become better communicator in so many different ways. And that's a whole other topic. But with audio, with Facebook Live audio, let's say you are out somewhere on the river or in, hiking, and you don't have a great connection. Scott is in here, right? He does thebackpacker.tv, and he is out on the trail all the time. Well, Scott, here's the perfect thing for you, right? You can share that picture and you can do audio when you don't have a good enough connection. So I actually really like that as a backup to live video. So Roberto says nice. Petra says it feels really close to radio. I feel right at home. And yes, I am going to show you, Paul, exactly how to use live audio here in just a second. I just wanted to make sure we covered a few things. So of course, if you don't like being on camera, then you probably like this idea. However, I want to make sure that you don't use Facebook Live audio as an excuse. This is not an excuse to just not be on camera. And if you use that as an excuse, I really don't like that idea, just because this is that whole video, that whole thing that I keep talking about, the visual, the connection, the intimacy that happens with video. Okay, so those were the positives. Now let's move on to the negatives or the drawbacks. Engagement. I see people have a little bit less engagement with audio versus video because of everything I keep saying, that connection. So it feels less interactive than you get with video. So that is a little bit of a drawback. You'll see a little less engagement unless you really work at that. It's interesting. Facebook actually hides the stats right now for Facebook Live Audio. That will change over time. But right now, you have to dig into insights in order to see the stats. You don't actually see stats like you do the video views on Facebook Live Video. So that's a drawback right now. So let's get into the how-to part of this. So are you ready? All right, so Facebook Live Audio, I'm going to open the phone up. All right, so now I want to point out that you may have this on your profile. You may have it on your page. You have to look at where it's available, but you'll see the trigger to know whether you have it or not. So I'm on Facebook, Live Streaming Pro's Facebook page, and I'm going to hit the publish button. Now, of course, you're just going to go just like you do a live video. However, oh, that was a bad frame. However, what we're going to do is see this little button right up here on my forehead. It's the audio button. So you switch back and forth between video and audio. And if you do not have these two buttons, then you know that you don't have it yet. But if you see that little microphone at the top, then bam, you're good to go. So now you can see the waveform going. And if I shut up, you can see that it's picking up a little bit of room noise, but it is actually accurate. It's picking up that noise. Now, come back to my camera real quick. Audio. We are talking about audio. What is more important than audio in a Facebook Live video, Facebook Live audio, anything, podcast, video, whatever you do? You want a microphone. So, we have many microphone options. If you are already on a level 2 for a Facebook, for any live video, and you've gone through our challenge and you've gotten the gear that we recommend for live streaming with level 2, then you're gonna have a microphone already. In this scenario, I'm just gonna use a quick lapel mic and snap that on, right? And this is a wired lapel mic. Now, if you want your own, this is the one we recommend. It's the iRig. And if you go to, let's throw that URL up real quick. If you go to lsps.live/iRig, that will get you the lapel that's wired that I recommend. So I'm just going to plug this in to my phone, right? And a lot of people have had a question about this before I did this show. How do you connect an external mic? That's how you connect an external mic. It really is as simple as that. Facebook will just pick that connection up. Now, I want to point this out. We don't have a really close-up cam today, but if you have to have a TRRS cable. Now, you don't need to know what that means, but the way you tell a TRRS cable from a TRS cable is the 3 rings on the little plug right here. That you have to have going into your phone. Otherwise, it won't pick up that external mic. So if you don't have that, then you need an adapter. And of course, we also have options in our level 2 guide, gear guide for the lightning cable if you're on an iPhone 7 or later. Okay, so let's go back to the phone. We're on audio and it's picking up our mic, and I'm tapping on the mic and you see that it's picking that up. Okay, so here is the one thing that people don't do. Hit this little button in the upper right corner to add a photo. You saw what I did. And then you're going to choose a photo. I actually tried to do this morning and my phone kept crashing, but I was going to do this. So I was sitting out here this morning on the river. I went to the gym and and after the gym, I came to the Columbia River and just sat there for a while. And I like to do that after the gym because if I'm not taking a hike, then I need my outdoor time in the morning to kind of reset my brain, right? So this morning, I was going to do this whole Facebook Live audio. So you can actually drag the picture to reposition it if you don't like the framing that it chose. Then choose done and describe your live audio. What I was going to do this morning was say, it if my phone will work. My morning. And I think audio is actually quite buggy at the moment because, see, that's what was happening this morning. And my phone just completely crashed. Okay, here we go. We're going to try that one more time. Well, hold on, Philip. Let's stay on me for a second while I get this up and running. Because, wow. So I have encountered several bugs, by the way, from Facebook Live audio. And that happens, with any new thing. So just be expecting that. Okay. All right, now we can go here. So my morning routine, that's what I wanted to type, right? So I'm going to go back to live video and it's going to hold my description, right? Ooh, light above. I'm an angel. And then you're going to choose the audio and then we're going to add that again, right? Actually, I want to do that one. And then drag to reposition it and then done. And now you can go live. So I'm not going to go live because I'm already live on this page, but essentially as soon as you go live, it looks just like you do when you're live any other time, except the trigger when somebody's watching it, it says a headphone, like it has a headphone and a number. So like if 3 people are watching, it has a headphone and 3 beside it. So that's how you know. Tony says, wait, Facebook Live audio, since when is this a thing? We've been talking about it. And if you didn't catch the beginning of this, definitely go back and watch it. But yeah, so it is fairly new. So that is how you use Facebook Live audio. It's really simple, but I do want you to remember that image. And I see so many people coming through and using that and not taking the full benefit, because when I'm scrolling down my news feed, like I'm not tempted to hit just a logo with audio waves. Are you? I'm not. So think through that ahead of time, and I'm going to take my lapel off because that's bothering me. So think through that ahead of time and prepare an image, or like I said, if you're out and about and you're sharing a I because you don't have a good enough bandwidth, then that's a great, just take an image real quick and do that. Now I know that some of you had questions and problems with your external mics. So go ahead and leave your question and I'm going to answer that now. So now we're doing the Q&A part. So JT says, who can hear you? Your friends? It's with whoever you share. So if we go back here with your, so I'm on a page, but if you go to, let me just go to my profile. If I'm going to do a Facebook Live on my profile, right, or audio, then you see down here where by your image, it says only me. Well, that's what I do when I'm testing. But otherwise, you would want to set it to public, or you can do friends, or you can do groups that you've set up. So that's how you determine who hears you on your Facebook Live audio. But again, it works just the same way as Facebook Live video in terms of sharing. However, here is another drawback. It doesn't actually seem to have the reach that Facebook Live video does. So I've done a lot of looking at other people's and mine. I don't get near, and other people don't get near the reach and the views or the listens that you do with video. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, I expect this to change. I expect them to adjust their algorithm to favor audio as well as video over time. But again, it's still rolling out. Not everybody has it. There are glitches. Like the other day, I was listening to Michael Stelzner from Social Media Examiner. He was doing live audio. And I went to listen to it on the computer, on the desktop, and I couldn't hear a thing. But yet, and everybody else said the same thing. But if you listen to it on mobile, then, speaking of which, then it worked. Speaking of which, I have to tell you this. I have to show you this. I cannot believe I forgot to say this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually go back and watch one of these. So everybody is complaining. No, that's not what I want. everybody is complaining that you can't listen to it in the background. However, if you are in the Facebook app, you actually can. So I'm going to click on the live audio, and it doesn't matter whether this is happening live or recorded, but see this little button in the top left corner, this button right here. Hit that and it goes down to the bottom, and you can actually scroll and do other stuff. So this is a really important thing for you to realize, that people can use Facebook Live or listen to Facebook Live in the background, because that was one of my biggest complaints. I don't want to, like, there's nothing to watch. What am I going to do? Like, I just want to be listening to it in the background. So if you're in the car, if you're driving, that's useful. If you want to be listening to somebody's broadcast and it's audio only or video, you can do the same thing. And you want to be scrolling through other stuff in your Facebook app. Now, you can't close the Facebook app, but you can do other stuff and multitask. So Paul says on iOS, you have to stay on Facebook. Yes. On Android, you can do that actually in the full background. Like you can go into other apps on Android. So that's really cool. But I want to point out one thing. If you are on the Groups app or the Pages app that Facebook has, you actually probably don't have that multitasking feature, the little dip down. So yeah, if you've never seen that before, that's actually a really useful feature. So if you're done with the Facebook Live audio, you can actually move it around. Oops, I just got rid of it. I wasn't ready to do that yet. Hold on. Okay. So hit that button to send it into the corner, and then you can move that over here. You can move that into any corner, or you can swipe it away completely. So just so you know. All right. Roberto says, I love these live streams. I love you for watching, Roberto. Thank you for being here. Scott, can you download your live audio like video? Yes. I was able to yesterday. So Manam, I hope I'm saying your name right. If somebody has this feature on iPhone 6 Plus, please advise with the Facebook app version as well. What do you mean? So you should have, I'm using the 6 Plus, and so everything I showed you is on the 6 Plus. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Paul on Periscope is asking, can you pre-schedule an audio-only event at this point? You know what, Paul? I am going to take a look at that right now, because I don't know the answer to that, actually. So let's figure it out together. So I'm going to go publishing tools. Oh, actually, no, you can't. I'm going to call it. No, you can't, because it's mobile only. You can't even do it from desktop. So there's nothing that you can do on mobile only that's pre-scheduling. So there's your answer. But I'm sure that will come. Let's see. Okay, over on YouTube, we have a bunch of questions as well. Bye, JT. Thank you for joining us. Peter says, sitting on tarmac in Atlanta listening as long as I can. Well, Peter, thank you. By the way, Peter is a brand new Superstar member. So welcome, Peter. Thank you so much for joining us this week into the Superstar membership. We get down and dirty in that group and really help people move along at a fast pace. So I'm excited to help you out, Peter. Nanette says, I've been tempted to use the Facebook Live audio. So here's what I want you guys to do. Go ahead and commit to using it. Leave a comment and say that you're going to use that, or you already have. Sean Cherie Massey, is this like Facebook trying to get into live podcasting? Yes. I believe it is. Yes, absolutely. They want you to be able to do more, audio podcasting type of content. I mean, podcasts are massive, right? So if they can draw people in to listen to that same kind of content in the Facebook app, they're winning. Let's see. Okay. T says, we can all have our own radio shows now via Facebook. Absolutely. Tony just got here updating my app now. Facebook will definitely give me more eyeballs to their newest give more eyeballs to their newest feature. I think he's referring to the reach. So I don't think that they'll do that until they work out some more bugs, because definitely there are some bugs hitting Facebook Live audio, but they will definitely do that in the near future, if not. So Jennifer says, oh, sweet. Turns out I do have Facebook Live audio. Thanks for showing me where it's located. As a 12-year podcast veteran, this is very exciting. So I would love to hear from you. So for me, as a video person, like that's what I do, right? I do podcasts, but it's kind of all stripped out of what I do visually in video. And as a podcaster, I would love to hear from you on this topic. Is that something that really excites you like it does Jennifer? How are you going to use it? Again, you cannot just play pre-recorded podcasts on Facebook Live audio. But Howard, I answered the why question at the beginning of this episode, so definitely go back and watch the beginning of this episode. You'll learn a lot and get some ideas for why you would want to use Facebook Live audio. Carlos, I've had the feature but was too scared not to show my face. Funny man. Okay. Paul says bummer. Yes, I know it's a bummer, but all of these features, like scheduling and adding it on the computer and all of that will come. We have to be patient. Facebook rolls out stuff faster than anyone. Now, it has bugs, but whenever it gets rolled out, but they roll it out very quickly. So, they're constantly pushing. And since I'm live almost daily, I really see all of those features and those changes day in and day out. So, Paul says, I'm going to use this to record pretty much all my podcasts. When you record a podcast in front of a live audience, the adrenaline kicks in pretty hard. Yes, you are absolutely right. And I think, if you go live while you're recording your podcast, obviously you're not going to have the podcast setup that you want from your phone, but you could do that as a secondary thing and allow people to listen into the creation just like you would a video. Like I know a lot of people who go live, and I actually teach some of my clients to do this as well, go live while they're recording their podcast, but from video, so that people can see that creation process and still talk to you and still get that interactivity. It's a really powerful way of doing that. Nanette says, great questions coming through. Glad you are enjoying this. So how can we download videos from Facebook and Android phones? So there's you have to go into there would either be a button when you finish your live stream to download. There's like a button that says HD download on or off, and then there's like a little button that has a pointy arrow down. So you would click that to download it, or you can go in the back end of your episode on desktop and like go into the edit mode, settings, edit, and then you'll be able to download it from there. Adrian, Facebook should do like YouTube and allow folks to hear audio outside the app, but hopefully for free. They do on Android. So Android, you can do that. So you can leave the app and you can experience the podcast or the audio, the live audio, as you're doing other things, but not on iOS yet. Okay. So Joe, one last question. Joe says, any ideas on ways to monetize, rules against running my own ads? So Facebook in general, any live video, audio, anything, any live anything, the rule is that you cannot play pre-recorded ads. So if you have, like, for instance, in audio or live video, if I have a 30-second spot that McDonald's has given me to play, why would they do that? They wouldn't. They're not a sponsor. Then, if I played that 30-second spot, then that would be a no-no. So you can run your own, you can do your own host endorsements on live audio or video. You can talk about sponsors. You can take money and monetize your live streams. It just can't be a 30-second spot or a 15-second spot or a pre-recorded video or pre-recorded audio, I'm sure in this case as well. The reason for that being Facebook is working on their own monetization, and they are testing it. It is out in the wild at mid-roll and pre-roll spots. So they are rolling in ads in the middle of your stream. So, and you should get a cut of that. But I really don't want to see the day that that happens to me. But we'll deal with that when that comes. Does anybody else feel the same way? All right. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I see more comments coming, but it's time to wrap this up. I've got calls. So I will answer any additional questions that come through. And we are here every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific, with practical tips and strategies to help you get more views, leads, and sales with more professional live videos. So I'm Larry Petrucci. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love hearing from you. I love getting to know you, and I would love to help you grow your live stream. So hang out with me some more, okay? I'll see you soon. Bye.